When I saw the return of Andrew Tate post-prison, I saw a humbled man. His approach on the stream the other day, in every position in which he was challenged, forced to debate or argue, he presented himself from a position of love, a position of understanding, a position of empathy, and a position of desire to push the conversation forward with an effective outcome. I had not seen that from him before. He in the past had relied on disses, on
flexing,
being mean, on flexing, on a lot of those things.
There's a shitload of misinformation going on with Prime right now, and it's funny to see time and time again when you reach a certain amount of success, negative headlines become intertwined and synonymous with what you're doing. We saw it even happen with Mr. Beast lately. Mr. Beast, the nicest, most brilliant YouTube creator we've seen in a long time, who is constantly giving back to philanthropy, doing good, help changing the world for the better, and yet still people are coming down on him for what? You just want something to whine about and complain about? It's much easier to tear someone down than build your own life up. And the world's filled with that type of person right now, and Prime has, unfortunately, at least for that 2-week period, hit that zeitgeist. This girl, she is what's called a non-player character live streamer. So she acts like AI or like a video game character, and she has these sayings when people send in emojis, and the emojis represent real life money. Mm-hmm. So this chick's making bank.
$7,000 a day.
Respect? I mean, it's weird, but it's fucking respect.
There's been maybe a half a dozen to a dozen times over the past 2 years where I've said to myself, or even on the show, this is the bottom rung of our species. Yeah. We cannot get any lower. And every single time I say that, the next time I say it is about 40 rungs lower. Like we are becoming dumber by the day, bro.
Yeah.
She's really good at it.
It's just crazy how many people are just okay with doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, they're making money.
You flew out here with your new girlfriend, right?
I'm careful with the term, but yes.
Okay, the new girl you're dating.
Yeah.
You got yourself a first class ticket and you put her in economy. How do you go about that? Were there no other seats available? Was there only one?
I'm curious. Totally see your point. When does she vest to business? Like, when is it time?
Sorry, Robin,
there's a chance, there's a high probability that she would see me slide back to econ with her, as opposed to, hey, do you want to know?
I could see that happen.
Do you want to know why I didn't do that? There was only middle seats left. I couldn't sit with her. David sat in middle, she sat in middle. Couldn't. There was no seats left. Can I drop 3,000 on this very sweet Latina's first class seat? Absolutely, I can. Of course I can. But did I want to set that precedent right off the bat? So let's put it like this. I'll put it like this. My final thought on it. Could never be me. Could never be me. And that should be an obvious statement. The idea of someone that you're currently with hooking up with another man could never be me, right?
Yeah.
That said, the difference in a situation where one of the people where both people are already adult film stars and one of them is already hooking up with hundreds of other people does make it a dramatically different dynamic than the average conversation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but when you were with your ex, would you ever go back and watch old work of hers?
Are you asking me if I'm a cuck on Impulsive Show? Is that what you're asking me? Well, I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I'd seen a tremendous amount of her stuff prior to hooking up with her. Do you want to know what I like about the fact that the content like that is getting popular? Every time there's this new niche or mindless content that comes out, it continues to make us, this show, look like it might be intellectual. Like people now look at
I disagree.
YouTubers are now the OGs. We're like Jay-Z and like Biggie.
Dude, when we first started the show, people watching, they were like, yo, these have to be some of the dumbest people on the planet. And they're not wrong. Yeah. These people are so stupid that they make us look like geniuses. Like when I sit here right now, I feel like we're creating an educational program.
Look, you sent me a 1.5 minute voice memo the other day about how excited you were to buy your own personal wacky, wavy, inflatable arm man.
That's stupid too.
That's real dumb. It just anytime you say the word education, I kind of
because of that
cringe a little bit.
I know some things. I've been around. I've been on this planet.
Asking a girl to spend the rest of your life with you,
No.
And she turned me into a fucking puddle, dude.
You're crying when you ask the question.
I was sobbing, bro. I watched it back and I was like, dude,
that shit was mad cute. But bro, you've always, you are a lover boy. Your relationship with Nina has been obviously trackable. We were in Las Vegas and we had just done a show and you were fucking late to that shit. And we got you remember this? You guys all, bro, in the downstairs at that bar. And I thought y'all had cleared out. I thought security had cleared out. I thought it was just me and him. And me and him were going at it. You're not taking this fucking show serious anymore. We had fucking Kaylani on the show today. Your ass was a fucking hour late. Maybe if you put as much energy into this fucking show as you put into that relationship with Nina, he goes, I'm going to ask you to stop right fucking there. That is my future wife. Since day one when I introduced you guys, I'll always remember that.
Out of all the things we've done together in our life,
out of
all the things you've helped me with and been my big brother for, you are quite literally the reason why I met my fucking wife. And that's incredible. Thank you so much. Thank you so fucking much.
I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with splitting the bill, but I was dragged there. You invite me out. It's your party, your thing. I'm helping you out, Wingman, and you fucking pick up the check.
Yeah, okay. Anybody that goes to those type of dinners knows that regardless of what you ate, drank, or whatever, girls generally do not pay, and the men usually split the bill. It's generally the case.
Just be like, yo, this is on you. You're lucky to be here.
By the way, I did, as you know, cover a little bit more, and I also tried to
$70 more.
No, that's not true. And I also tried to hand you cash, and you said you didn't want it.
Yeah, because that's how I roll. Fucking.
He'd rather have the story.
I'd rather have the story. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because now we got a leg up. We can talk shit about you. Get the audience to turn on you.
Yeah. You see Nelk and Andrew Schulz, speaking of like calling you a cheapskate over here.
Yeah. And I believe in a lot of ways, his experience in prison in Romania and seeing how quickly life can change humbled him very much so.
But I mean, when you go through that, when you got grown men checking your asshole for contraband and shit like that, it'll humble you.
But at least from the start, from his recent restart, he seems to be a much humbler man.
I mean, the prison stint, especially if it was unjust, is tough.
Take it from me. I've done a lot of bad shit in my life, whether it was to make money or whatever. But you fucking come out of there different. Of course it humbles you, and I wouldn't change a thing. I needed it. If you watch videos of the old me in my early 20s, I was a piece of shit. I hate myself to go back and watch those. He didn't know what he was getting into. All of a sudden you're interviewing Elon Musk. He's getting thrown in.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
If you can drive viewership and clicks and controversy, you are doing what needs to be done in this current internet climate.
That's right.
And Steiny, for whatever reason, maybe it's because he says stupid fucking shit, doesn't prep for the guest, pisses people off, whatever. People are watching.
Shtick. Yeah.
Do you know if you go under the comments on an Elk video, there's a war in every fucking note. It's not. We love Kyle. Kyle's such a good guy. He's the brains of the operation. We support him. It's fuck Steiny, kill Steiny, get Steiny off the show, and we love Steiny.
We are fucking sheep. We are ants.
Okay.
We're in an ant colony. Us too. We're just stupid humans running around building the machines that will take us out. I knew that I would like to at least make a video out of this. I didn't know if I was going to share it because I would need her to be on board for that. Because again, it's emotional. It's vulnerable. This is a girl who doesn't love being and sharing media, online. She just doesn't. She tells me, she's like, I don't care to be famous. I happen to have done these things that have put me in this position, but I don't want people knowing my fucking business. I just want to be your fiance and be a supportive girl, not be an internet couple. And I love that about her. But I'm a fucking dirty little internet slut.
At least seemingly watching that first stream I think he is settling into the confidence that he has in the fact that his viewers are there to watch him, listen to his motivation, listen to his inspiration, listen to those messages, and they will not turn it off if he doesn't talk shit about people. They will not turn it off if he doesn't call girls fat fours, if he doesn't, talk about the fact that Western civilization's always failing and all these negative things. He can probably run on a platform of positive messaging, which is ironically what was the desire for Trump the entire time, where people were like, okay, this dude's got a lot of great policies, he's got a lot of great messages. Maybe, 2 weeks ago, they make this announcement that Lena is going to be doing her first ever guy-girl scene with a male performer. And this broke the internet. Twitter did not know what to do, how to handle this situation. Aiden Ross flipping out, Andrew Tate, mind blown. All of these people trying to make sense of a situation that didn't seem to have any sense to be made. And days later, this video rolls out of her having these intimate relations with a man by the name of Jason Love, someone who the person I was once dating also had a video with, and a quite famous video with. And so the internet has been ablaze.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, because the issue is, in one sense, he let another guy fuck his wife for the entire internet to see behind a paywall.
Bro, as I want to say this, more than just a yes man, I like to believe that I'm analytical in saying that you're one of the greatest storytellers in the history of YouTube. I think you always have been that, and I think everybody would agree with that. And this video specifically was an incredible adventure through this beautiful and blossoming relationship that you and Nina have, leading up to this moment in Italy where you proposed. And I want to ask you about that moment, because watching it and seeing the complexity of all the things that happened, you had a Polaroid going off.
We don't distribute Prime Energy in Canada. We don't distribute it there. It's there because of illegal importers and unauthorized imports of the product, because,
it's been smuggled in, like
smuggled in. I don't think you have to smuggle it, bro. I think you just bring it from the States or somewhere.
Maybe somebody flew a drone over and dropped it. That's a new way of trafficking now.
But I'm saying, it's there's a shitload of misinformation going on with Prime right now, and it's funny to see.
And why is that? Because Canada doesn't allow caffeine?
No, the limit for Canada, I believe, is 140 milligrams of caffeine, which when Prime Energy comes to Canada, which it's going to, the cans will be under 140 milligrams.
Can I ask you a question regarding your marriage? Okay. I also want to tell you that you've inspired me.
So for the people who aren't paying, they have something to look forward to when the popcorn kernel pops.
She makes one popcorn?
Yes, to keep people's attention. It's like Jenga almost. Like the stakes are increasing as they're watching and they're waiting for that popcorn to pop.
Another one of these fucking stupid fucking topics today.
You can't.
I can't handle another one of these stupid fucking topics today, bro. I can't, dude.
Twin brothers making out with each other to promote their OnlyFans. Oh, that's even low. That's low on the ladder,
bro. That's actually insane.
That's gnarly.
Actually insane. And also,
yeah, that's the word.
They should have just sold their jewelry, like George said.
He was right.
George was right about that.
Can we get some clarity on is that illegal? Is it illegal for them to do that?
Incest is not illegal.
What did they say to George on that? I'm thugging.
Can we get a Florida law
he was thugging.
check on incest, please? Because they live in Dade County. I'd like to know, is it illegal to stick your tongue in your fucking
twin brothers
gullet, in your twin brothers tattooed
it's not
throat? This is a very interesting conversation, because as someone who has been there, maybe you harness the empathy to understand what this career is like in the space and why you may be put in a position to have to do that type of thing, because you've been in that position before.
Here's a general rule of thumb.
Keep Latinas away from white girls.
That's another general rule of thumb. You can be dumb. You can be mean. But you can't be both.
No, you can't. I'm telling you, bro, you can't.
You got to pick one.
You can't.
You got to pick one. That's gnarly. That's a person who I can't imagine being around, which is part of the reason I'm so happy.
I find it funny that if I ask the internet right now to tell me the exact make and size of your pants, they could provide that information immediately. Well,
hurt people.
Evidently, it timed coincidentally with the pregnancy announcement of him with his new wife or birth of his kid. I can't remember which.
That could cause some angst in an ex, for sure. It's fucked up.
Woman aboard an American Airlines flight from Dallas Fort Worth to Orlando caused a significant disruption, loudly declaring that another passenger was quote unquote not real.
I found out what she meant by that. He was a non-player character, and he was sitting in the back saying, Ice cream's so good. I saw this video of this girl getting arrested at the airport, and she was yelling at the cops because the cop wouldn't kiss her.
And then all of a sudden, and people aren't real.
That's not China Airlines, a Chinese flight. So anyways, there was a Chinese flight, and there was a guy on the flight screaming that he was in his 6th cycle, and he had seen that this plane wasn't going to make it to its next destination. And it caused a massive uproar, and they pulled the guy off the plane.
Final destination real.
Was he right? If that plane had taken off, would what he said have happened? Do you understand what I'm saying? I try to keep the Latinas away from blonde white chicks. It kind of can be, especially if there's a couple of the Latinas at the same time, because they squad up. And so for the rest of the night, I made all of these stupid comments. And then I told her I was an Episcopalian, so I don't eat fish. I think I'm gonna get an apartment here in Miami. I found a place for $800 a month. Keep Latinas away from white girls.
That's the rule of thumb, general rule.
But I do want to say this from a nice standpoint. Shout out to all my Latinas, Latino women, Latino men, the Mexican community, the Cuban community, fucking Puerto Rican community.
Shout out to all races,
bro. And shout out to all the other races.
Oh wait, can you?
No, I like the idea of just today's about for me a specific. People.
Yeah.
I can
so you're locked down now. Logan's obviously locked down.
Feels like getting pretty close.
Just prowling, Jeff.
I'm jealous. That's what I was getting at before.
What is it like on the outfield?
You're a cheapskate.
Okay.
There's no really to go here.
No. End it. That's
close
fine.
the book.
But let me just say
judge
this.
slam the hammer. You are a lousy cheapskate.
Anybody that goes to those type of dinners knows that regardless of what you ate, drank, or whatever, girls generally do not pay, and the men usually split the bill. It's generally the case.